So, welcome back guys to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because we're going to be taking a look at 5 big changes that are coming for ARK Survival Evolved that will affect you as players. Any of these things could affect you whether you play on single player, whether you play on official PvP or PvE. We're going to literally be going through everything, so I hope it helps you guys out. So starting off with the new Community Crunch 194, as you will see, we've got Genesis, Public Beta, and On the Horizon. On the Horizon is going to expand onto a lot of other things that is happening that you guys will need to know about, but obviously the first thing, which I'm not really going to count in my sort of top 5 thing, but it still counts as something that's coming for the game, is the Genesis Season Pass. Now you can actually buy the Season Pass right now on the Xbox One, PS4 or the PC, but the only benefit that you get from it right now is that you get the new companion pet, which I think is quite cool. I think it is a good addition to the game, but you won't be getting the first DLC until December. So if you're someone that's only wanting the Season Pass right now for the new DLC, I would wait until you could buy that. I'm sure you're going to be able to buy the DLC separate if that's something you want to do, but mostly the Season Pass becomes cheaper than the DLCs themselves, but we will see what does happen. If you want to see any more information onto the DLC and stuff, then you can watch the ARK developer livestream, which goes on to absolutely everything about ARK Genesis. But moving on to one of the top 5 things, the public beta. Now, if you don't know what the public beta is, this is something Wildcard are doing right now, which is testing and trying to change the meta of the game to make it even better. So it's that time again. With our last public beta changes live on the official network, we've decided to propose another batch of changes for your testing. When the beta patch goes live, we'll be posting a thread to collect your feedback. The feedback will provide its to see if it's valuable and everything like that. And this is, as you'll be able to see, this is like sort of around the cave PvP meta, and this is everything they're trying out to see if it's going to come to official PvP. So let's read through some of the stuff. Mech shield debuff set to not be given on shield deactivation. Outside of mech shield debuff reduced to 30 seconds from 60. Snow owl freeze buff set to not dismount riders. Players and dinos are immune to snow owl freeze for 10 seconds after being frozen. Snow owl freeze wind up change from 1.3 seconds to 2.6. Reduce tech tape Jara saddle projectile damage by 30%. Reduce tech tape Jara saddle projectile damage to structures by 75%, and dropped plant species Z fruit weight to 10. Now let me know what you guys think about these changes. This isn't in the game yet, this is in the public beta that you can try out for yourselves. If the feedback is positive, then you know, parts of this stuff or even all of it could come within the next update. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if it does affect you, but that is what is going on with the cave PvP meta. Now onto On the Horizon. Dedicated Valguero saves and single player Valguero saves. The engineering team is working a lot to solve these critical issues with Valguero saves. We'll be making progress and hope to have more information to share this week. Now, there was a patch that went live to sort this out, and unfortunately it didn't completely fix it. It did in some sort of thing, but then it's gone wrong again, so it's a little bit frustrating, but this is something which is massively on top of their radar. Now, Xbox transfers and duping exploits. Now, I am actually going to be talking about where I can actually find those two with the other things that will be going on about at the end of the video, but this is on Xbox transfers. Now, Said, who is the lead community manager at ARK Survival Evolved, said, Xbox transfers, right? We're working on them. I'm optimistic that there'll be some definite news to share soon. Regardless, it's the top priority at the moment. There's been ongoing work, dev/QA, the past few weeks on this. It's a complicated issue. If you're wondering what is going on, that is the most, even more up to date than obviously what I could read you from the Community Crunch, because this was announced a few hours ago. So it's definitely the most up to date stuff on the Xbox transfers if you're wondering what's going on. But duping exploits. exploits. So solving the exploits that have led to the recent Xbox transfer limitations are still an urgent issue that the engineering team is working on. Transfers have been limited, because it's important to try and minimize the impact of duping. We hope to have more information on this next week, which obviously they said there is going to be, well, they're hoping that, or optimistic that there'll be some definite news soon. So there you go, guys, on that. Other Valguero issues, there are some other issues related to Valguero, such as missing wyverns, that will be patched once the more critical issues have been addressed, and missing Primitive Plus content. The engineering team is close to a patch for a recent update that caused Primitive Plus content to go missing. We'll have more information on this soon. So if you are on the console or the PC, whatever, any of these issues that you're having, you will get an update very, very soon once the main critical issues have been sorted. I'm talking about these two at the top: Xbox transfers and duping exploits, dedicated Valguero saves, and single player Valguero saves. Once that has been sorted, these will be worked on, as I think they're much easier to solve than the other two, and then there will be a patch going live if this is sorted next week. That is an estimate for you guys right now. That's just with what we've been told of how well, obviously that was big news on the definite stuff there, so hopefully the patch will be going live next week for all platforms, and I'll be making a video on that if that does happen. Now, this doesn't really count as part of the video about changes that's going to affect you as a player. I mean, it will affect you, but you're used to it every week. It's on Friday the 16th of August today at 1 PM EST until Monday the 19th. There's obviously the Evo event, which is always ×2, but that's just exactly what it always is. People are saying they should make this ×4 to apologize for all the problems that's been going since the recent patch and stuff, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Now, the other thing I was talking about can link to duping as well, because duping is a huge problem in the game, but the other thing was meshing. So this person said on Twitter, tell me right now what is being done about meshing from a dev point. Now, you guys need to let me know in the comment section down below, how bad is meshing still in the game? Because I obviously talk to the devs quite a lot, said more than the others, and try and get information every now and then on Twitter and stuff. And this is something that is being worked on massively in the background. And he replied saying meshing tool / mesh detection. And he said, why am I still awake? Because I'm sure it is very, very late, from 6:30 AM. As you can see, that is very, very early. He's probably been working all through the night. And you have to understand that wildcard devs with the new team, they're not lazy. I know in the past there was, I'm going to admit, there was probably a bit of laziness. This new team work through the nights. They work so hard to sort out this problem. ARK is such a massive game that when a problem happens, it takes a long time to sort out. Meshing has been a problem in the game for years and years and years, and it will soon be taken away from the game. It's just going to take time. It isn't a quick fix. But what Said has said is, I've said as again, haven't I? I meant to say Said has replied, meshing tool / mesh detection. This is something where they can detect people in the mesh. And another response here where this person said, glad you guys are doing another money grab with a new season pass instead of fixing stuff like mesh. And he replied saying, pretty right, so money grab implies that we take money and run. Meshing is a difficult problem to solve. More progress is made every single day. Automated bans and hardware bans for consoles are the next steps. Progress is being made. Now, I did see some information recently, guys, which I think I put in another video, which I didn't want to repeat it in this video, was that meshing is actually going to one day be completely taken out of the game. Before, the old wildcard team, they tried to put up a post. I wouldn't be able to find it now because it is like so many community crunches ago. But what it was is wildcard actually said to basically try to say to people, get used to it. This is and you know, which I just thought it was a nice way of saying get used to it, because this is the way the game was created, and meshing is something that's always going to be into the game. And so many of us used to think, well, why can't you create why there must be something you can do, because other games sort this out. Fortnite, I'm sorry for bringing that up. I can bring up a lot of other games, but it's just one that came into my head straight away. They had some undermapping thing. They got it sorted out straight away. And that's exactly what ARK is building towards. I know they're completely different games. ARK's huge. It's so much harder to sort out than a game like Fortnite, but still, it is being done, and one day meshing will be finally gone from the game. So just hold on tight, guys. Prepare. It is all happening behind the, well, in the background, and updates will be on their way with any of these problems that I have talked about today. Now, as always, if this video has helped you out and you want to see more things like this, like the top 5 things that are going to affect you, or, you know, things coming up, then let me know, because I want to try and structure my videos in a different way now. And if you like this, smash that like button. Let's try and hit over, let's go for 800 likes. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys later.